Good evening on behalf of the government, David Larkin. I'd like to represent the state in government departments where the Taoiseach and the European flags as head of state to run the country. It's a great honour for me to hold the position in government and to go on to serve the country. As I said, I'm the only person in my family has ever held elected office as Taoiseach and leader. As I'm prepared to go to election and have a new government led in, I am the right man to lead this government and to a seeking a second term in office. I've done a great job since I came in as this job as Taoiseach in Ireland and to go on to serve the country. As me as head of state to run the country, I spoke with the Nigerian government there this evening and we had a consultation on a deal. And I was on the phone to other foreign leaders as head of state to run the country. I spoke to the Morocco Prime Minister about 3 hours ago. We had a good consultation online and we had a good friendship. So between the Irish government and the French government, we're hoping to sit down with agreement with both governments. And tomorrow I'm meeting the Bangkok president. He's now arriving. We're meeting online tomorrow. The Morocco president. So I am up to business before I leave office. I'm meeting other foreign leaders. And then next week I'm meeting the Indian president, who the outgoing president for India. I'm meeting him now Monday morning in Brussels. So we are having a good consultation on the programme for government. I spoke to the China president. He's coming to Dublin next week to meet me, discuss climate change and all that. And then on Thursday, I have the Margida president from Kuwait. I mean, the Kuwait president in Dublin on Monday. So I'm meeting other foreign leaders and I think I'm meeting the Princess majority from Nigerian president. So I am being kept very busy at the moment, meeting other foreign leaders and meeting other deputies around the world. So I've been very busy up onto this term of the office I hold, the position in government. I will be staying on in government after when I hand back in the position to my predecessor. I will be staying on in government. I spoke to the Taoiseach there this evening and I told him I'd be happy to stay on in government with the Taoiseach. But I would like to go to a department of spending. But that's up for the Taoiseach appointed me as his front page. But I told him I will stay on in government when I hand back the Taoiseach's keys to the office. So, during my 2.5 years in government, rotating the position as Taoiseach, my son Elio, we got on very well in government and we came up with some good agreement during our term in office. I enjoy working with the Taoiseach. I enjoy with his colleagues in government. We got on very well in government. We enjoy the big fun, the big crack, and it's sad we're going to have to hand back power to Fine and I'll be appointed as Taoiseach, but being Taoiseach is not a big role I'll have in government, because Leo will call the shots, and it is a sad time for me to hand back the position as Taoiseach of the country, and I won't like to hand back as Taoiseach, as in the Prizeman and Tourism. I like to stay on in government, and it's not going to be saying I won't have much power what goes on in the country, but I'll be still the Taoiseach's assistant to the cabinet. But I enjoyed this 2.5 years in office. I enjoyed the full majority in government, and it is going to be a tough time for me to step away from this position in government and hand it back to my predecessor, Leo Varadkar. So, but I enjoyed my term in office. I met a few other foreign leaders during my term, and I met good friendship with other leaders, but they'd be sad to see me go from this position as Taoiseach of the country. But I've never seen them, because I say, if Leo appoints me as Taoiseach, I'll be meeting back up in Brussels, because I spoke with the Taoiseach there this evening. I told him I'll take the Taoiseach's position, his position in government, but I like to have 3 or 4 portfolios, as I did under Bertie Ahern's government. I'll take the Taoiseach, I'll take Department of Defence, Foreign Affairs, where I like to meet other foreign leaders, and I'll go as Foreign Affairs. But there is problems in the government at the moment who will be appointed. We spoke with the Taoiseach there this evening, and we discussed today on who's going to get promoted and who's going to be fired from government. And I said to the Taoiseach there this evening before I came online, I would like to be appointed as Foreign Affairs, Department of Defence, and Taoiseach. I know there's Simon Covey wants to stay in Foreign Affairs. But there is a big push there from myself and the Taoiseach, who, like, I don't mind what portfolio I'll get in government, but I like a good portfolio, a junior minister. I like to get Department of Defence, Foreign Affairs to be a good one for me. I would like a Department of Defence, or a defence you can travel with, or Foreign Affairs. I would like to have that job as over secretary to the Taoiseach's office, or I'd like to be appointed with Attorney General. But at the end of the day, I don't mind what the Taoiseach appoints me, because at the end of the day, the Taoiseach will have to find a position who gets promoted to cabinet and who gets shoved out. But I enjoyed the 2.5 years in government. I enjoy meeting other people around the country. But it really looks hard when I had to take a foot back and go into the Taoiseach's office, and he'll be coming back into the Taoiseach's office. It is going to be very urgent for me during my full term in office, but I love the position as Taoiseach of the country, and I'll keep you up to date as the final stage in the office as I leave office. Thank you very much as Taoiseach of Ireland. David Clark, and represent Italian people, County Kildare, Fianna Fáil, Government, Taoiseach Ireland, Government Department, the Taoiseach's office.